Hello, everyone. This is Dan Gramza, and welcome to dangramza.com Market Studies for Monday, March 2nd. What you're looking at here, if you're not familiar with these charts, is we're looking at a daily chart. The concept is a swing trade, so you're trying to capture some of the movement that we see here in this S&P 500 market. Red line means sell, green line means buy, dashed line means it's something that has started or it occurred earlier in the week. And these aren't buy and sell recommendations, just ideas that I'd like to share with you. If you're not familiar with these futures markets, to give you an idea of the magnitude of change or the dollar value of change, to go from this buy level to that sell level is $2,500 a contract. The difference between this buy level and that sell level is $650 a contract. So on Friday, what we saw, as I talk about in the advanced video, is consistency of behavior. It does imply further movement to the upside. I'm looking for an inside day, though, to start the week out on Monday. Buyers are here, but can they follow through? That will be the challenge. I also want to point out that it did trade above that buy level, not by much, but it did trade above that, and it closed below it. So this buy side failed as we are going into the weekend. Managing risk is always critical for all markets. And when it comes to the NASDAQ market, let's take a look at what's happening there. And what we see here is a market that's very similar to the S&P. The dollar difference here between this buy to sell level is $5,140 a contract. And again, what do we look for? We're looking for an update on Monday. Overall structure is what I call a neutral zone trade, which implies a sideways move. And the same thing holds true with the Dow. Here we also have a neutral zone trade. It implies a market that may trade sideways in this coming week. Now, the dollar difference here between the buy and sell level is $520 a contract. Check out our friend here, Mr. Russell. The dollar difference here between this buy level and that sell level is $400 a contract. Look for an inside day on Monday in that market. Well, the euro did try to firm up on Friday, but can it follow through? That's been the challenge for this market, its inability to get the job done. Dollar difference sell to buy level, $475 a contract. In the Swissy, it did firm up. That's what we were looking for in the euro. The Swissy shows that. Don't look for another big move on Monday, but do look for confirmation of higher prices. The dollar difference buy to sell, or I should say sell to buy level, is $975 a contract. Over in Mr. Yen, dollar difference here between the sell and buy level is $587.50. It did trade just a bit above its buy level on Friday, but it closed below that, so it closed underwater. Dollar difference sell to buy level there, $512.50. Be cautious here if you're on the short side in that market. Our friends in Australia, what we see with our mates down there is $300 is the dollar difference sell to buy level there. Look for a sideways move. It does have a bullish bias. In the British pound, dollar difference sell to buy level there, $775 a contract. And what do we look for on Monday? An up day in this market. When we look at the Canadian dollar, it's been struggling. But now it seems the buyers are here. The first 2 days of Monday and Tuesday going to be very important for longer term behavior in that market. Sell to buy level there, though, and our friends up north is $530 a contract. Well, when we look at Bitcoin, Bitcoin has really been struggling. The bias is for a move to the upside. The dollar difference buy to sell level in that market is, well, I should say the larger one here, the sell to buy level there is $10,275 a contract. The difference here between this buy and sell level there, $8,575 a contract. Look for an inside day on Monday. I'm not looking for a big day down in that market, but we are seeing buyers in the 10-year notes. They do want to continue, and the buy to sell level in that market's $125 a contract. Follow through is expected, so that means yields are coming off not only in that, but also in the treasury bonds. Let's move on and look at gold. Gold's struggling. It wants to go higher. Buyers are here, but it just hasn't been able to get the job done. Dollar difference buy to sell level, $3,100 a contract. And the dollar, the dollar difference between the buy to sell level there, that difference is, just to give you a reference, is $17,000 a contract. Look for sideways to lower, though, on Monday. And in the silver market, buyers are here also. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, the next 3 trading sessions can give us a lot of information about longer term behavior in that market. Dollar difference buy to sell level is $1,166 a contract. Over in copper, dollar difference sell to buy level in that market, $750 a contract. Yes, it's moving higher, but on selling, China really hasn't shown up yet. Be very careful here if you're on the long side. Crude oil buyers are here. Geopolitical environment is very tense. It is not a supply and demand move in this market. It's an anticipation of further conflict in the Middle East. So be careful here also on the buy side in that market. $2,250 is the dollar difference, the buy to sell level in that market. Nat gas, well, we have a lot of nat gas out there, and that's really what this chart shows us. So be careful again if you're on the short side of that market. People are expecting China to come back and continue to buy soybeans, and if the dollar's weaker, these become more favorable for exports. Corn continues higher as well. Look for that to continue, and the same thing in wheat. Dollar difference buy to sell level there, $1,050 a contract. Buyers are here. The weather conditions globally are not as bad as people expected, so be careful here on the long side. Well, those are my thoughts. I hope you found something helpful, and I'm looking forward to being with you again. As always, take care.